Happy New Year, everyone. My name's Hank Sutala,
And I'm Dr. K.
and we're here with Holistic Highlights, and we're going to be talking all about the new year and new possibilities today because, well, it's the new year.
It is. It is.
And one thing, let's just put it out there too that you don't have to wait a whole year to make resolutions and commitments to yourself. Every day is a new day. You can choose new possibilities, greater things every single day. You don't have to do it once a year. And today's our whole theme for those of you who are awake to join us. Maybe a lot of people are sleeping in today. But we're really looking at, well, how do we go into 2021 and hang on to our mindsets and our resolutions and our commitments of change that we want to do for ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a reset. It was funny. I was out at a restaurant last night and people are like, I can't wait 2020 to end. It's almost over. I'm like, what's almost over? You're going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be the same day. This is just something we've created as humans as a reset. So it's time to reflect, and I'll give you guys some exercises, some things you can do. Guys, I tried to find a party hat. This is the best I could do, and I put on some bling just to be sparkly.
Yeah, and she didn't tell me, so here I come with a boring sweatshirt.
It's okay. I'll be the light. I'll shine the light. But couldn't find anything constructive like the little New Year's hats. I was looking for those. I'm like, darn, I swear I had one, and I guess I don't. So it's just a reset. This is a time to reflect on the past year, see what targets you had that you didn't maybe meet, or things you wanted to change, where you got off track, where you stopped, where things just went sideways. So it's time to look back and reset your brain, reset some new goals. I don't set intentions anymore, or
Me
New Year's
neither.
resolutions, should I say.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those fall to the wayside.
Right. Set mindsets, not resolutions. And the
Yes.
mindsets will carry everything else. And as you go back and you look at the last year, another key thing is don't judge yourself. At every single point over the last year where you did something quote unquote stupid or whatever, you made 100% the right choice in that moment based on your current data. But what we end up doing is we start judging our past choices based on what we know now. And of course, if you knew now, or if you knew then what you know now, you would have chose differently. So
Right.
give yourself a break and don't judge yourself for it, but look at it as valuable information because from that, you're going to choose things that are going to create more lightness and possibility in your life. And we do have people
Exactly.
awake with us. Good morning. My brother's tuning in. Good morning. We got Greg tuning in.
Hi, Greg.
I,
Hi,
yeah,
Phil.
yeah, I really thought New Year's Day, everybody might be hungover, might be sleeping in, but at least people could catch it on the replay. I'm happy to see people are awake and with us.
Well, there was a curfew, guys. We were supposed to be at home by
Supposed to be.
10.
That doesn't mean you have to be in bed by then, though.
I know, right?
We didn't go to bed till like 3 a.m. yesterday, and I'm up now with my
What
coffee.
kind
Thank
of party
goodness.
were you having?
All kinds of fun party. We did raclette, actually. Are you familiar with raclette?
No, no.
It's like this tabletop grill. Raclette is a French word meaning to
No, I didn't
scrape, and
know.
you like fry like different meats, cheeses, and well, of course, I had vegan options, but you do like a real slow meal throughout the evening, just cooking your own little
Raclette?
pans. Yep,
Raclette?
yep,
I'm going to
raclette.
have to look that up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, but
see, I learned something new every day.
oh, it's so fun, and the kids absolutely love it, and it's a really good mindfulness expectation or exercise, really, because I have some friends that you sit down to eat, and they are done with their meal in like 2 seconds flat. They slam it, quote unquote, and like, but with like raclette, you're dragging it out over hours, and like because it's like a real slow cooking, real slow baking, and it's a wonderful practice in mindfulness. So that is a homework for 2021. Everybody get a raclette and have
Yes.
one
Oh my
one
gosh.
raclette a meal a month or so, and that will help be training mindfulness for the next year. So there
That
you go.
sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
Yeah, I put together like 15 steps for you guys, and I'll probably do a Facebook Live on my own page with you because I think these are really good points.
But this is
But
going to your page, I think.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
well, I'll just do another one because some people catch this and some people don't want to listen for, I don't know,
They
whatever.
don't
But
like me. That's
they
okay.
do like you. My goal for 2021 is to stop saying I don't, or avoid saying I don't know, because I have this habit of saying I don't know. I don't know. So that's my goal, to gain more awareness and to say I do know.
Cool.
But so, gosh, There lots has happened in 2020. Everybody's saying 2020 was awful, right? It sucked. That's what I'm hearing across the board. Can't wait till it's over. I don't know that it's really over, guys. We're just rolling into a new way. So it's not really over. 2021 is going to be a year of taking massive action, and that's what I'm hearing. If you're embarking on something that you really want to change, this is going to be a really great year to do it. We talked about ascension last week, not last week, before Christmas. So when that's happening, it gives us a really strong opportunity to do those things we really wanted to do, to break out of those things that are holding us hostage, so to speak, that when you're stuck in like, I really want to get to this other side, this is really going to be a great year to do that. We were going to try to have some predictions, but I guess we were able to get a guess. So we're going to both use our intuition and help you guys. Hank's great. He's got huge intuitive properties, so maybe you'll
But I am
share.
also a trained medium, but I try not to go there. Dead people are never fun to be around. That's why they're, never mind. Go.
Okay.
Anyway, back to our 15 ways to make 2021 the best year ever.
It's going to be a year of great possibility. So, however you choose to see that. And let's look back on 2020. There was a lot of teachings there that we may have missed. Don't avoid saying it sucked, because there were so many opportunities and things that we were taught that you have to maybe focus on those a little bit. So I did this exercise where you want to just so if everybody actually wants to get a piece of paper, it's probably, this is a good session to do this, because we'll give you some tips. But number one, go through your highlights of 2020, because there were good things that happened. I can come up with a handful of good things that happened. Look, the government actually gave us free money. However you want to see that, even though it was challenging. When does the government give you free money? $1,200. We're going to get another $600, hopefully more. When does that really happen? Did I
Look at
freeze?
that. No, you
Oh,
didn't
no.
freeze. This is just funny. Hindsight is 2020. This is like literal this year. Hindsight is 2020.
Yeah. So what else? You got to stay home. When in history has that happened? I know it wasn't the best. I know people didn't. Hank and I always talk about finding the bless in the mess. So you got time for 3 weeks you got a forced vacation, and that's not always a bad thing. So looking at those things, and look at your life and what highlights did you have. That's number one. Number two, then write down, so that my highlights for 2020 were this, and then list all your things. Then number two, what was it? In 2020, I was grateful for. List all of your things. And so you're looking back a little bit, and then you're going to write more on my highlights of 2021 as if things have already happened. I am excited for, in 2021, I'm excited for, and then write down all those things. This is actually not the 15 tips. These are
Oh, come on
preludes.
now.
I'm going to make it 17
Yeah,
tips then. Okay.
17
So,
tips.
and in
Yeah,
two,
but you didn't send me in advance. I could have had all these little banners ready if I
I'm
knew you.
sorry, this all downloaded this morning at
Oh, that's
like
great.
9:20, and I'm like, okay. See, I
Oh,
take two
I
sips
love it.
of coffee and I start downloading, and it's like, oh boy, here they come.
See, that happens for me when I drive, and so it's been a lot harder since I haven't had to drive as much this year. But just
Happens
to
to me
mention,
too.
just yesterday I said that around the table as we were settling, and 2020 was one of the best years ever. Like, how many people who are parents after their kids go to school get to spend this much time with their children, because they're also virtual learning. My wife is working from home, so everybody has a break that lines up. We go for a walk around the block. We do, we've been able to spend more quality time together this year than ever before, and things just seem slower.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah. So find those little things. I know some people are unemployed. I know some people's businesses changed, but here's the thing, guys. 2021, let's recreate, because the money, the possibilities, everything is out there. The universe is not limited. It's the abundance is all around you. So are you going to land on the side of it sucked, everything sucks, into the fear mongering mentality of this is horrible, I'm just going to quarantine myself, I'm just going to shrink? Or are you going to land on the other side of what possibilities can I create? Because that's the energy you want to be in. There's a lot of people right now that are being sucked down in with what continues to go on with the pandemic, and I don't love to talk about it really much. It's a very low energy, but there will be people that are going to get sucked down, continue to get sucked down into that. Are you going to land on the other side of what possibility can I create? Because the possibilities are starting to really sprout up. So that's where you want to go. What can you create for this year? What can you do differently?
And most importantly, who could you be? Because beingness precedes doingness. So, can you go into the year just being happy, joyous, free, grateful? And from that, they say that your state of being dictates what experiences the universe brings to you for you to express that beingness through doing. So, the beingness really starts first. So, how you started it, what are you grateful for? We're formulating that state of being. So, then when you ask what is possible, the universe is going to bring you opportunities to express that joyfulness, that gratitude into expression throughout 2021.
Absolutely. So so you're going to write yourself a little sheet of reflection on 2020, and then write yourself a little sheet of the highlights of 2021, as if some what you want to create has already happened. And then what am I grateful for in 2021? And what was the other one? I think those are the two biggies. Also in 2020, look at where you stopped, look at where you got stuck, look at what you didn't let go of. And then let's put that into 2021 so that you can work on releasing and moving on from those things. Those are the tips that, two starters that you want to look at. So start looking at 2021. What do you want to create in this year? And write those down as if they already happened, because there's something that happens when you take something from the mind and you put it on paper that's already starting to create that manifestation. And when
Yep.
you're saying thank you, thank you, thank you, I made $500,000. Put that intention out there, because when you're starting to write that down, you're starting to create that. It's starting to
Right.
manifest.
Or a story that people might know, Jim Carrey, the actor, he wrote himself a check for $1 million, like way before he made it big. And that was one of his actualization tools, is he was telling the universe, I'm going to be able to cash this. Uh-oh, I froze. Or maybe I think I froze or you froze. I'm not
You're
sure which,
okay.
but he wrote this check to himself and he said, I'm going to be able to cash this check to myself in so years. Casey's done this actually too. My co-host for Stir Crazy Shamans. So it's taking your thought and starting to put word into it. If you think of thought, word, and deed, those are the three components to creation.
Yeah, get an envelope, and then you can write yourself a check. You write yourself this letter of, in 2021, I'm so grateful that I blah, blah, blah. I am so excited because fill in the blank. And write down all those things that you want to create. And then put that in an envelope, seal it, and say, don't open until December 31st of 2021. Put it somewhere. And then remember where you put it so you don't lose it. So you can read it. Because you've already, and then, you've started to set a stronger manifestation out into the world of what you want to accomplish, no matter what it is, no matter how big it is, no matter how ridiculous it sounds. Put it out there. Start putting it out there. You have any other tips they can do, Hank? Those are
Well,
a few of
probably
mine.
not. Probably not without jumping ahead of your list. So I'll just
Oh, okay.
no. But I love this. This is just one great way because your subconscious mind doesn't understand the concept of time, because time is an illusion anyway. And by writing these things down, as though, even I think Christ said, the greatest prayer is the prayer that it is already so. And by
Yep.
acknowledging that it's already so and putting it out into the into the ethers like that, it's going to give the universe your instructional blueprint of what to bring you this year. So it all builds on each other. It's really a great tool.
Yep. Subconscious does not know the difference between now, past. It's just always now. So
Because it is only now. Yeah.
it is always now. There is no future. The past
Yeah.
is gone. The future's not here. It is always now. The minute is always now.
And
Declutter
quantum,
talks about
what
it.
is it? Quantum, I don't know. There's some science, quantum something that is actually starting, science is catching up with this concept with like quantum entanglement and stuff like that, that
Yep.
really everything is just out in the universe. And it's our time is more of a measurement of distance traveled than an actual thing that we experience.
And a perfect example of that is, have you ever felt like you're like, I feel it's been 5 years, but I feel like this just happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Time is a total illusion. So if, or you're like, I swear I did this. You'll have these moments where you're like, it feels like that was just yesterday, because we've created time. I have to look into the origins of time. But anyway, that's a side note. So So yeah, write these things down, and then we'll kind of get into this list if we're
Okay,
ready.
so now we're actually on the list.
That's the prelude a little
Okay.
bit of what you
Okay.
want to create. And then two, if you want to make 2021 the best year ever, here are some tips. Now that you've created this list of what you want to create for 2021, number one, don't sit on your couch, make it happen. Because we have this habit of, oh, great, we're going to write these things down and I'm going to sit today, I'm going to imagine it. And it's the whole law of attraction. Yes, the law of attraction has its properties, but it's magical thinking to think you are a co-creator in the universe. So to sit with your legs folded on the couch and oming and just imagining and envisioning what you want, yes, that's part of it, but you have to bring it in somehow. And you're not going to do that sitting on your couch. So you have to
Yeah.
start taking an action.
And the example that I give for this, and we didn't even rehearse this, this is great. That I give the example of being on a rowboat. Like once you put your intention out to the universe, like writing that letter, the universe starts rowing. And if you aren't doing your part and rowing that boat as well, your boat goes in a circle. But if you can do your part and get off the couch and start taking your action, which is the thought, word, and deed, you had your thought, you have your word, now you're taking your action, your good, orderly direction, God, right? It helps you get to where you're going. So you have to do your part.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's number one. Number two, go out. We've been sitting at home a lot, and I get it. People are afraid, but a body that's sitting and not moving is stagnant. And it's the basic law of physics. You have to move and you have to go out and do stuff. You can't just sit. That's not good for the body. So go out. You've got to wear your mask. If you're fearful, go out and move your body and do something, because it's really, really important for the energy to keep flowing in your system. And if you want to add to it, Hank, you can
No,
add to.
well, and I would add to it, if you can, at least for part of this, get out into nature. There's studies upon studies that show that even a small time in a forest or by the ocean, or in our case, like Erie or whatever, it really has a huge impact on the physiological makeup of the body. So, and even ask yourself, like, where does it feel like to get out today? Do you go to, if you're local, Fort Hill, or you go to the lake or Rocky River Reservation? But get out into nature. Nature is a huge component. So don't just move in a gym. If you need to, that's great, but get out to nature also. That is a huge, huge thing.
Huge. So go out. If you're afraid, then maybe try to do a little bit at a time. Maybe find one day a week that you spend that 15 minutes. Do it in little increments. So go out. Number three, let's see, I have my list. Make a change. Any kind of change. Any kind of change. Yeah.
I'm going to put it in as choose a change, because
Choose a
you
change.
know how I'm the word person.
I know. Word Nazi. Make a change. Whatever change you can make. Look at, this is where, when you reflect on your little list of 2020, on where you got stuck, where you resisted, where you felt you wanted to do something but you fell short. Let's try to choose a different aspect or a different way of doing it. So that's all inclusive in this choose a change. Choose one change. If it's two, or choose a couple changes. Do something that's doable for you, because sometimes we bite off more than we can chew, as the saying goes. But choose one change, one thing that you can change. And as we go down the list, there might be things right there that you can change. So choose something. Choose something you are going to change this year.
Yeah,
And the
and
first
just
answer that comes to you.
and the suggestion, look at, could that just simply be a mindset to start? Could you change your mindset? Like I got a message from a family member that said that their goal for 2021 is to be more positive and have an attitude of gratitude. That is a huge thing, because that is going to have this ripple effect in everything else that you're choosing. So if you can start with the mindset,
Yeah.
that would be a huge thing.
I think that's great. And the gratitude is an amazing thing. I did 31 days of gratitude. It kind of ended yesterday, but we're going to keep rolling through, because gratitude changes everything. And it's not something that changes overnight. You have to start making it a habit. So there's a book called The Magic. And that's where I started a long, long time ago. And that really changed my life, because it gives you an exercise to do every single day. It forces you to do a 5-minute exercise of gratitude every single day, and then it builds on itself.
I'll
And
look for
before you
that.
know it, I want to say it's by Robin
Uh,
Byrne.
I'll look for a link for it, and if I find one, I'll post it in the comments before the end of the broadcaster.
But anybody out there, if you guys just Google The Magic, some of you may have already known about it. It's a playoff from The Secret. She wrote a couple books. But this one is one I started with, and I thought it was like amazing. It really helped a lot. Number 4. Like, where's my list? Smile. Smile more. Smiling does something into our physical system. Even if you have to fake it till you make it, just smile. Yeah, just smile. Just smile. Just try to do that more often. Even, like I said, even if you have to fake it, even if you have to force it because you don't feel like it, there's something that switches energetically when you smile. Otherwise, find things that make you smile. There is so much you can do out there to look at videos, TV. There's just so much you can do to go and make you smile. If you have any tips on that.
Well, and if you don't feel like smiling, smile anyway. There was when we did our mediumship training at Fellowships of the Spirit, one of the exercises they did, it's an NLP exercise called artist, clay, and model. And the person that was the model thought about an experience in their life. And we did different ones, happy ones, angry ones, or whatever. And the artist would look at that, and then with the clay, they would replicate the body language of the person with whatever state of being they were conveying. And the thing is, the person that was the clay couldn't see the person that was the model. And then just based on how their body was positioned, we would ask them, well, how do you feel? And you find that your physiology will help to create this different state for you. So look at people who are happy. What are they doing? If they're smiling, that's the physical things you want to emulate to create that for yourself, because the body's like an antenna, and positioning it in different ways can really shift how the energy it is. So if you feel depressed or something, change your body, get your position changed, get out of the house, to your point, act opposite, and all those other things can kind of fall into place.
Where's our resident comedian today?
I don't. He's probably sleeping. Phil asked, what was the name of the book again? It was The Magic, right?
The Magic. If you Google The Magic and then plus, the plus sign book, it should. But I'm pretty sure it's Robin Byrne.
Well, The Magic, yeah, Rhonda Byrne. It is a definite sequel.
Robin.
Yeah, you can get it used on eBay for $2.62. And it's probably at the local libraries as well. And for those of you who don't have it, there's an app called Overdrive that links to your local libraries. And a lot of books, ebooks and audiobooks are all available on loan from your local library. So if you have no reason to not get the book.
Look at the possibilities. I mean, I don't remember in history when I was younger, I'm like, I had to go to the library. You guys remember that? Like 20 years ago, you had to go to the library to get the books and check them out. Look at the possibilities that have happened in all these years. You can just get everything on your phone now.
Yeah. I mean, but if you want to see, this is what the book looks like. You can see it on my Google search.
Yep. That's what it looks. That's it. That's a great book to start with if you're needing some help in mind shift of gratitude, because there's a lot I got out from that book. A lot. If you're open, just be open and receptive and do the work. The trick where I find with a lot of clients is I give them homework, and when they come back, I'm like, did you do your homework? Yeah, sort of. No. I give you homework for a reason. Because we have to create consistency and accountability. When you don't have accountability, then you don't do it. Like, I'm finding I need a training coach, because I when I try to work out by myself, I don't push myself hard enough. So I've realized that. I've succumbed to it. And I'm like, you need
I realize that too.
Coach.
Yeah. And I have all these projects that I know that just on my own, I never end up doing them. And I talk to Dr. K. I'm like, Dr. K, can we meet and kind of make you part of this so we can be accountability partners going through to create certain things. And so having an accountability partner and things like that can be monumental. Mm-hmm. And just a phrase that oftentimes is said in the program of AA, when people are given their homework to do the 12 steps and they have a resistance to it, you would say, well, how free do you want to be? Mm-hmm. How free do you want to be? How much of you do you want to be? These are all things that are an investment for you being able to step into your authentic voice in this world and be able to express it without fear of what other people think about your authentic voice. So how free would you like to be in being you? And start doing your homework.
Yeah. And so when you have to show up to somebody, to their office weekly, and you didn't do your homework and you're resisted, let's talk about why you're resisted. So it is important to have somebody there that holds you accountable, because it keeps you on track. It really, really does keep you on track. Number 5, be excited. I know it's challenging right now to find excitement in things, but this is where you're going to start setting yourself up as you write this list of things you want to accomplish in 2021 or want to create. Get excited about those things. Start setting yourself up for things that you are looking forward to. That means writing something down on the calendar, scheduling it so that you can create the excitement towards that item or event or whatever you want to put on there, or towards that change. So find a way to be excited. And if you need help with that, we're here. We'll be your accountability people if you need to get you to that point. Be excited for the change. What do you want your life to look like at the end of 2021? I think that's a good one. What do you want
And
write down what you want your life to look like.
that's the question that founded Access Consciousness. Gary Douglas said, "What would I like my life to look like?" And from that, a multi-million-dollar enterprise was born, all from asking a question and following the energy. His entire life changed. And what if it could be that easy for you? And one other thing about excitement, especially if you were a firstborn child, we oftentimes have the misidentification of the energy of excitement as fear. Because as a parent, if you have a firstborn, anybody who's a parent knows this, first kid, they are walking, take two steps, and you're like, you're afraid they're going to get hurt. And kids can sense that. And what we start to do as children, especially firstborns, is every time we're excited about something, exploring the world, what do we experience? The fear from our parents thinking we're going to get hurt. And so we start to misidentify fear and excitement. So I want to give everybody an acronym for fear: feeling, excited, and ready. So if you don't feel excited about something and you feel fearful of it, maybe use this acronym to start shifting your point of view and into a different possibility around fear.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. I mean, that makes sense statistically, probably, that if you're the firstborn.
Oh, especially firstborn, but any child. I mean, parents always have an element of like protection for that. But a firstborn, especially if you're a new parent, it's like every single thing they do, it's like, and poor kids, they get traumatized.
So yeah, get beyond that and find something to be excited about. Excited about the new possibility of, even if it's something that's scary. I have a client that, and I don't think she's on, maybe she's watching or not, but did I freeze?
No, I just
Oh,
remembered I forgot to make this public on my page. So, okay, no one's commenting there anyhow, so that's okay. But I'm making it public now. Like those little things that I forgot to do because I get excited and I forget them.
that happened. Yeah, that happens. But I have certain clients that are ready to move on from an experience that they're in, but yet something happens to pull them back and they go back. And because the ego, as we talk about, wants to keep you safe, it doesn't want you to move on beyond the fear. And so in these types of situations, avoid getting stuck in the fear and look for the excitement of what the possibility will look like once you pull through to the other side, because there's lots there. So focus on that and find the excitement of how things will look when you
Right.
move through to the other side.
And one final thing on that, if you can't feel excited about something for the future, think about when have I felt the most excited in the past and allow you to step into
Step
that
into that
state.
energy.
Because in the state of being, like attracts like. In duality, opposites attract. So you want to operate from one-ality, not duality, if possible. But when have you felt the most excited? And go back and allow that state of being to overcome you, and then imprint what you would like to accomplish in this year, and start to merge the two. And that's one way that you can kind of artificially create the excitement if you can't get there for something new. But think about something in the past.
Yeah, because remember, your mind doesn't know the difference. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know the difference of what time frame you're in. So if you imprint that and kind of like paste it on what's going on that you want to achieve now, you'll feel that energy in your body, like, oh, okay, I remember what that felt like. Let's create this new thing and have that same feeling. So that way you're creating a vibration within yourself. And when you create that vibration, the universe feels that and starts helping you move through that. So yeah, let's see. Number 6, do new things. I want all of you to find something new to do this year. Learn a new language, learn how to cook, make a new recipe. If you maybe get a new job if you're not happy with what you're doing, create a new hobby of some sort, try something new, something that you've been wanting to do, maybe haven't had the time to do it, have been resistant to doing it. find something new this year. Maybe one thing or two things, however small. There's Mark. Look who's here. I think he
Oh
just
boy.
arrived.
Happy New Year, Mark. Welcome back.
Find one new thing to do this year, however big or small. And if it's scary, even better. Go do it. Go do it because what's on the other side of it is going to be really cool.
Yeah. And even I would just throw out even 3 minutes of mindfulness a day. Make a commitment every red light. You're going to just sit and be mindful for 30 seconds. Anything small to start shifting. And when you also look for whatever it is, ask the question if choosing this is going to create more lightness in my life 5 years from now or not. And if you can choose the things that are going to feel lighter, those are the things that will create a lot more possibility in your life. But yeah, getting out of anything that breaks you out of the monotony of what you've been doing is going to help you choose new possibilities.
Do something new. It will break the energy of monotony that you are in or whatever you're in that's kind of feeling a little old. So just find something new. It will bring a new vibration to you. And as you do that, cool things start happening. Number 7, throw away what you've been cluttering. It's always, I know we've thrown a lot away because people had nothing to do during lockdowns and decluttering. And it's like I drove by the Salvation Army near my house and I've never seen so much stuff outside the front door. I was like, wow, how are they going to get through all this stuff? But where you haven't thrown things away, look at where you're hanging on to stuff, clothes, things in your basement. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this. It's been 10 years, but I haven't used it, but I'm going to use it. No, time to let go of it. When you let go of a certain energy, when you declutter, you're telling the universe, hey, I'm open to new, fresh things. New, fresh things will carry a lighter energy and they'll be more fun. So throw away.
You know, I'm reading his comment.
I can see it too.
So everybody knows what we're laughing about. Mark said, "My new change will be switching from regular Starburst to rainbow flavored ones." Stop it, Mark. Does that feel like it will create more lightness in your life 5 years from now? I question. I question this.
How about we throw all of the Starbursts away and replace it with celery? He won't like that. But throw away, look around your house and look at the things that you are hanging on to. Like, and you'll feel the feeling. You want to let it go, but you don't want to let it go. It's like, yeah, I might use it. You'll feel the stuff that you know you need to let go of, but you don't want to. Let it go. Declutter it because as you clean things out, if your desk is a mess, if your kitchen is a mess, if there's a room that's just like a disaster and you just turn away, I'll handle it later. That's creating a very stagnant energy. And we always talk about energy because you're not allowing new, fresh things in. That's going to repel some prosperity. It's going to repel some money. It's repel a lot of stuff. So as you can clean things out, new possibilities and new material things and all things have the room to show up for you. So declutter, clean things out, let go of the things that you're kind of hanging on to that you think you're going to use, that you're not using, whatever that is. That could be a kitchen table that you're like, I really need to get a new kitchen table. Get rid of the old one so the new one can work its way into your life. Okay?
And the one final thing on that, does anything hold pain for you? Because sometimes we hold on to things because it's a reflection of an unresolved trauma. And if that's the case, as you go through things, remember those things and then use whatever tool you want. Come to the energy clinic, do whatever, use Reiki or another tool to transmute it. Because sometimes that's what we're holding on to. It's a representation of the internal trauma.
Yeah, I had a client that I worked with that her parents passed away and she still lived in the home that she grew up in. And her basement was, she was keeping everything from her parents because, and I saw this, she was keeping it because it represented something. So she had I'm thinking in my head, like, hey, grab a garbage bag, just away. You don't need it. Yet she was meticulously peeling away at it little by little and putting it in boxes, which is fine. Everybody has to do it at their own pace. But I'm like, you have to get rid of these things because she was actually getting sick. And I'm like, this is keeping you sick. You have to clean this stuff out. It is not helping you. So I think she's still working on that. She threw a lot of stuff out, donated a lot of stuff, but I'm like, really, just donate it all. Have somebody come in and help you and just
And process the grief.
And process, yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to let go. You got to let go because this stuff congests us. Believe it or not, it congests us. It's funny how it happens. So do that. Number 8, unfollow negative people on social media or elsewhere.
But we won't have
It,
any more friends.
how do you know?
I'm
You'll
kidding.
make room for good friends because they did a study on rich people that moved into the Bronx into New York. And within a month of hanging,
Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm frozen or you're frozen. Hmm. If you can hear me, comment. If you can hear Dr. K, comment. All right. And off chance it's me, I'm going to do something with my online router here. So I'll be right back. Please stay with me here for a sec. Oh, Dr. K, you froze on us. Oh, she's gone now. Oh no, give her a second to come back. I was just getting my internet cable because I thought it was me. Okay. Just going through some of the comments while we are kind of at a standpoint here. Bring this up again. My brother had said hindsight's 2020 with the new year. That's a great little chuckle there. Let's see. Oh, and we were talking about the quantum entanglement before, about how time is an illusion, and Phil was offering that it's also known as string theory and its relation to quantum physics. We were talking about one thing, just kind of recapping while hopefully Dr. K gets back online, that one thing to do is to get out and move the body. And I had added to that to be out in nature is especially good. Phil was offering on top of that to do it barefoot. Granted, it's a little cold now to do it barefoot, but there is something about being able to walk barefoot on the earth that is exceptionally grounding and really helps to ground you. And also in shamanism, we believe that all your heaviness in your body, you could offer that to Pachamama. You could offer that to the earth. And for her, it's fertilizer to grow and transmute into blessings for you. So while you're walking barefoot, or even if it's shoes, allow anything heavy into you just to dump out of your feet and into the earth. We had recommended the book Magic. I'll just throw that on there. This is a great way for just little gratitude exercises to help anchor in the new year. So we will throw that out there too. And it's available on eBay used for like $2. You can get it from the library. Phil was offering that it was also on uh, Amazon, not Amazon, Target for $11 if you want to get it brand new. Let's see. And we have a resident comedian making jokes about his change is going to be to change flavors of Starburst. Very naughty, Mark. Hello, Doug. Good morning. Thank you. Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us. And then we're kind of caught up. Dr. K is frozen and now gone. Let's see if she messaged me. Dr. K, come back. Choose something different. A new internet provider. I don't know what her list is, so we might have to have a part two if she doesn't come back here. Any questions? Anything that we've talked about so far? I know people are coming and going because it is a holiday, so some of you might not have been on from the beginning of the broadcast. But what we're talking about is in 2021, really setting a mindset of gratitude. And one of the ways to do that is looking through the year of 2020. And I'll speak in a little bit more shaman speak. You want to identify the areas of Hucha and Sami, the areas of heavy and light. And the areas that are heavy, you ask the question, what else is possible here? How could I use this heaviness to propel me into choose different possibilities in the future? And the things that are light, go, oh, I'm so grateful for that. Thank you so much, universe. I love that. Show me more of that. How does it get any better than this? And asking those two questions instead of being in the energy of why and looping, having the same experience, we're continuing to step into greater and greater possibilities, using that heaviness as fuel for new possibilities and using the lightness as our attitude of gratitude to tell the universe, these are the things that are important to me that create this, allow me to express my joy through these things, and then to bring you more of it. And one of the tricks for this is to write a letter for 2021 about all the things that you're grateful for. This is probably Dr. K now. Let's see. My internet just went out. Use your phone. Oh, let's see. We'll see if she can. But you write a letter to yourself with all the things that you would like to create for 2021. And when you write that letter to yourself, your subconscious mind does not know that there's a difference between now and then or the past, because it really is the ever present moment of now, talking about that string theory from quantum physics and quantum entanglement, that when there's molecules completely in two different places that are both affected at the same time when something's manipulated, showing that everything's entangled. Everything just is. In fact, in the original Hawaiian language, there was no concept of future or past. It was just the moment of now. And that was one of the most recent ancient civilizations that was just recently tainted by us, by taking over or whatnot. But we can look at that as a wonderful representation of how time is really this unit of distance traveled. It's not an actual thing. It's something that we use as part of our linear experience as individualizations of divinity or whatnot. But you write this letter. I'm so grateful in 2021 that I wrote the book, that I got on the news, that all the things that would allow you to express who your authentic voice is in this world. And then from there, you fill it in an envelope and you stay the course throughout the year. You ask the question, what energy could I be today to bring all these things to be? And you follow the energy. You follow the energy and you allow yourself to really step into all those things that you put out there. Let's see. I'm going to ask her. She hasn't responded. Should I wrap and do a part two? Wait, she's back. She's back.
But this is.
You're back.
Hello. Can
Hello,
you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, but I can't. Yeah, I'm having major technical difficulties here today.
All right. Well, should we just wrap up and do a part two?
Not sure. Hold on one second, because I just don't know if I can't hear you guys really well.
Okay. Well, so just in case there's an entity messing with us, because your entities don't want you to be
Can you hear
free.
me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah. This isn't working on my end, though. My mic is not working, guys. Sorry. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Nope.
Give Dr. K another chance here.
Okay. Well, yeah, exactly. It's like stuttering for some reason. So I don't know what's happening. I apologize. But we'll just move on. What number are we on?
Oh,
Let's see. Number 8, unfollow negative people on social media. So we were talking about that, and or people around you that are negative. Sometimes we have to let go of family members or people that are not serving us, and that's not always easy to do. So you may have to distance yourself and make different choices of hanging around people that are not serving you. So when I was talking about the study, when they put the people that were really wealthy in New York, and within a month, their prosperity decreased. So it's all about the energy of the people that are around you. And maybe you can talk a bit, Hank, on kind of like emotional vampires.
Yeah. Well, there's two things with that. One, if you are perceiving somebody else's point of view as negative, ask the question, because that means that you're in judgment about their point of view. So it's not just about negativity. It's also about you judging whatever you're perceiving as negative. So look at everything as interesting point of view, but at the same time, surround yourself with people that have similar mindsets as you, because that like attract like energy is going to help exponentialize what you're looking to create for yourself. So you want to minimize the one and maximize the other.
But if there's energies that you're getting into that are, not so great on social media, it might be a good time to clean the clutter of the friendships that you have on Facebook that maybe you're like, I don't really know why I'm friends with this person, or etc. So this may be a good decluttering thing too. So that's number 8. Number 9, start a new routine in the sense of go to bed early and wake up early. When you start getting in this routine, it also helps the body reset on a certain timeline, and it does help the physical body. So if you're able to find a time that you can go to bed and wake up. And we talked about this a long time ago. There's an app, I think it's called like Sleep Cycle, or you can Google an app for like sleeping. It tells you a time that you go to bed so you can finish your cycle and wake up at a time in the morning where you feel refreshed. So you're not waking up in the middle of a cycle and feeling tired. That's usually what happens. So you can Google that, but start setting this routine of waking up, going to bed early, not at like 1 a.m. Last night was an exception, of course, but start to set a new routine of going to bed early and waking up early in the morning. Like I like to get in bed by 10:30 and I wake up on the dot pretty much at 7. I don't even need an alarm clock. When you start to do this, your body will start creating a new routine and setting itself up to do that. So you don't have to feel so groggy and stuck with an alarm clock. So that's something you can do. Number 10, be fierce. I always like that one. Plow through stuff. Use your divine willpower. Plow through things that are scary and say, I can do it. So that's another good one to do. Or be potent.
Mhm. Well, in access speak, you want to have potency, which is it's that drive, it's that fierceness, and just
Drive.
throw my vocabulary in there too.
The
When I
word
hear,
Nazi.
yeah, well, when I hear fierce, there was this one project one way where someone kept saying fierce. So I just see put this one designer in my head, so I got to throw out a different word.
Well, whatever you guys want to call that, be willful, be powerful, be potent, plow through stuff. So where you're feeling stuck, you're overthinking things, you're like, I don't know if I want to do that. That's scary. I don't think I'm going to do it. That I'm okay. Move through it. Be courageous and move through it. That's another good one.
Yep,
Be
fear the
courageous.
fear and do it anyway.
Yep. Number 11, don't gossip and don't judge. We do so much of that. It's on so many different levels. I do it. I really try to catch myself in the awareness. But the second you judge somebody or gossip about somebody, you are giving them energy and you may as well write them a check because you are taking away from your own prosperity. You're sending out, it's like you're throwing out a little dagger, a little whatever. It's an energy. You may not see it, but it goes out to that person. It creates a cord. So the more you can, here's a good exercise to do for 24, start with 24 hours of not saying anything about anybody, including yourself. You want to be nice to yourself too. Don't say anything. Don't gossip about anybody. I hear it so much. I catch myself doing it sometime. Oh, did you hear that Sarah's got a new, car? I can't believe she got that. Where did she get that from? How did she get, just don't say anything about anybody. 24 hours, guys. Try to do that for 24 hours. But this is a big one. Judgment will create things in your life that are not so great. So don't do that.
Any judgment locks you into duality instead of oneality. So that is a huge, huge one. No judgments. And if you find yourself in judgment, start to say, that's interesting. And that's a way to start shifting out of the judgment and take the charge off of things where you could really look at everything as interesting point of view
I
and with
love
no
that.
charge. Yeah.
Love that line. Interesting point of view. Number 12, do things that challenge you. And that's still around this getting through the fear. Look at the things that you want to do that are challenging you and move through them anyway. Find a way to move through them anyway. So do things that challenge you. Number 13, show more gratitude. Always show more gratitude. Find the little bless in the mess and find the little things that you can be grateful for. That will change everything in your life. I promise. It works every time. But you got to make it a consistent routine action. Number 14, be brave. Be brave. And I know it's a repetition of certain concepts, but we get stuck a lot. People get stuck a lot and they're like, I'm not going to do that because it's scary. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to turn around and go backwards or not do anything at all. And then like Hank says, you're stuck in this little circle of rowing and you don't get to your destination.
Yeah.
So you want to get to your destination, right? You wouldn't have thought of it if you didn't. So
with the be brave thing, actually, maybe it just went out of my head, went poof. That's the first other than your internet, the first poof of the broadcast. All right, well, just go on. I don't remember what it was going to be.
Number 15 is get a raclette.
No, that can't be it.
That's what I was going to put on as a 15.
Really?
No.
I don't know how to
Number
spell
15.
raclette.
I don't even know how to spell it. You got to put it on there. Number 15, love yourself more, because one of the worst things are we are so hard on ourselves sometimes. I am notorious for it. I didn't do that right. I didn't get that right. Forgive
Yeah,
yourself and love yourself more. Don't forget about yourself in this whole process, because everything, all these changes start with you. Um, yeah, you create the ripple effect in your life with others. You can't change others. I see a lot of people bitching and complaining about other people. You can't do anything about other people the way you make changes within yourself. So put like the horses have the little blinders, put those on, stay in your own lane, guys, stay in your own lane and do your own gig. And that's how you're going to start creating change, is through yourself. People are going to
absolutely.
see that around you, and your life will start shifting. But this is not an overnight process. This is not, hey, we're going to do this today, and Dr. K, this didn't work. It does work. It does work because I've done it, but it's probably not going to happen overnight. So you get an accountability partner, do something every single day, follow one of these things every single day, if not all of them. It is a progress, and you do reach a tipping point where things do shift. They absolutely do. So this is your homework, guys, for the upcoming year. If you want to make it a great 2021, these are the biggies. These are the biggies, steps that you can start working on.
And from that last couple, be kind to yourself. We are our own worst judges, our own worst enemies, because as children, we were taught, don't be you. What are the neighbors going to think? Don't be you. The neighbors are going to hear. Don't be you. We're in the middle of the mall and people are looking at us. And we're taught to be so self conscious of other people's judgment. And then by default, we end up judging ourselves based on that. So be kind to you and throw all that crap that we were taught as kids out the window. And not just from our parents, from society. This is like the norm of how our society works. It's completely different in other cultures. It doesn't exist that way. But we're really programmed to judge ourselves so much that we fall into conformity for like these social constructs. And it's like, it's bullshit. So don't be kind to yourself and be self first, not selfish.
And that's the challenge. This is where it's going to become a challenge, because you're going to find yourself like, okay, Dr. K and Hank, I'm going to do this. You're going to get off this session and you're going to be like, all right, I'm going to start wearing that sparkly stuff, like this stuff and don't normally wear that because my mom taught me you don't draw attention. And you're going to try to put that on, and you're going to try to go out there and you're going to go, well, I don't know, that's not safe. You will feel the resistance. Do your best to go say, I'm going to do it anyway. As scary as this is, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to go wear that hat that I've never worn because I'm worried about what people are going to say about me. I admire the people that are weird and get
Yeah.
out there and do stuff. They don't have that filter. They've probably
You know
not
what
had
happens?
that.
There's a group called the Red Hats. It's like this group of women that intentionally wear the most oddly colored outfits. But there's something to be said that in astrology, the first 28 years of your Saturn return is you being programmed. When you hit 28, how many people had these revelations about this isn't who I am, who am I? And they spend the next 28 years, and this is all the autopilot of the universe. It can happen more quickly. You spend the next 28 years unprogramming all the crap you were taught you were. And then the next 28 years, where the Red Hats come in, you are actually stepping into being you. You got to the point where you don't care what other people think finally, and you're just going to be you. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. You can do and be you now. So be that weird person to wear whatever you like and not care about what other people think. That
And
would be
you're
the greatest freedom of this year, really, to just be
yeah,
able to be you and not be judged.
exactly. And that's what Hank calls it, the emergence of being. Go do
Yep.
something. Go be the authentic you, because the authentic you is in there. It's so in there. And that person, he or she, wants to come out. And I'm not saying go shoot people or something, but the internal thing really that you want to be. And this is, when people change their sexual preference, that this is tough for people to come out and be whatever's within them. So I don't judge people. Don't judge anybody for that. This is and they feel so much better. It's challenging, and you have to move against that resistance. But I think in the end, it's really worth it.
And Marco, is a comment, a great transition to what we kind of finalized talking about during our broadcast is feel free to elaborate on your energy clinics. I just posted a link for that. Dr. K and I on the first and third Mondays of the month do these energy clinics where I typically do sound therapy. She does her tools. And our goal is, our target is to wipe out all the muck and the gunk that is not yours, that is causing your own inner process to sometimes be hindered because you have all these things that as empaths we bring in from other people, that once it's cleared out, we can move a lot more freely to do a lot of this work. So if you feel that you're stuck and you need help and the tools aren't working just for you on your own, we're available. And this time I have to add the option, but we are offering it via Zoom. So if you can't make it in person, yeah, if you can't make it in person and you want to do it online, we will just have a Zoom link and we can have the interaction with you online. There'll be an option when you sign up in the next 10 minutes, because I didn't do it yet, but it's really easy to add. And you can just tell us that it's a Zoom session, and then during your time, we will turn on the Zoom, and then you'll be able to have the interaction with us, and we can help you out.
Yeah, it's yeah. When you clean out the energy, you're going to be like, "Wow, I'm seeing this differently. I'm feeling this differently. I don't feel like I'm so stuck anymore." It's a really magical thing that happens, and sometimes you need a handful of clearings because it depends on how thick the muck is around you. So be open, be receptive, and sometimes like, well, wait a minute, I did a session, it didn't work. Yes, it does work. It does. Don't resist.
We've already seen people's lives change, and like just and it definitely works because we have people that are coming that immediately book for the next time and say, can I get 2 or 3 slots instead of 1? Well, so we're like, well, maybe Dr. K and I have to pick a day where we're going to have hour sessions instead of little 15-minute sessions.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
it's
but
just a minor, but if you do a full hour, we get a lot undone.
yeah. But I think there's only 2 spots left for next Monday, and then there already are a handful of bookings for the Monday after that. So that does resonate with you. Please don't wait, because they actually do go pretty quickly. We've been booked almost every single time. And usually the reason that we're not booked every session is that day somebody ends up canceling and it just doesn't fill in before the end of the night. So don't wait. If it calls to you, don't delay, sign up today. Here's my corny rhyme. Cool.
Yeah.
But thank you, everyone. This was a wonderful dialogue, despite all of our little technology issues. Dr. K embraced everything. She was fierce. She was brave, courageous. She did something new. She got on the phone. She did all these things embodied in getting back online to make the stream happen.
Well, I was trying to copy and paste this link, and then the internet came back on. I'm like, well, do I go back on my laptop, or do I? I'm like, okay, forget it. We're just going to use the phone. So I apologize for the little technical delay. I have a resistance towards technology, so I am working through that, guys.
It was great. I gave a little bit of a recap for people who maybe didn't catch the beginning. It worked out really well.
Great. So I don't know how much time we have, Hank. We
have
2 minutes?
2 minutes before.
Okay, so if you guys have any questions or something you are pondering to work through and it feels challenging, post in the comments. Let's see. We got about a couple minutes. If we can help you through something, or where you're having a resistance, please feel free to post. We're here to be interactive too. I know we talk.
Yeah.
Hank and I talk a lot, but we're here to help too. So
well, we interacted with people. People were probably a little hungover. They weren't commenting as normal. Mark was offering. Let's see. Mark says 2020 was the worst year of his life. However, meeting the two of you has been one of the best aspects ever. Looking forward to seeing you both a lot more in 2021. Thanks for being such great info and wisdom. You're so welcome, Mark. You are one of our lovely success stories, in my opinion. So I appreciate you being here.
Get back into the clinics.
Well, now they're virtual, Mark, so you don't even have to show up.
You have no excuse now.
You can show up virtually, so that all works out. A reminder too, if you're watching on a replay and you want to make a comment on, like if you comment with a timestamp, that helps if we need context to your comment. Otherwise, make sure the comment is all encompassing of what you need from us, because we can speak to it in a future stream or comment back. But if we don't know where the context is, it makes it a little bit hard. And if you're watching on a replay, please start a watch party on Facebook or share the video. Share the video from YouTube. That really helps us out because it serves it up more organically. You can catch all the past episodes at emergenceofbeing.com under live stream, and all of our live streams from everybody.
Yeah, and this is a great one. Take notes. Start acting on these things. You have some tools you can do now. If you need support, we are here. we're here to help. We really are. We want you guys to have the best life. We really, really want that for all
And
of
we
you.
got 20 seconds before I have to edit the video. So we will see you next time, everyone. We appreciate you being here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.